Hello and welcome back to the restaurant show. Right now I'm joined by my friends over at Next Door Brewing Company, Ben and Jason. Guys, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And I understand we're going to talk about a brand new brunch menu, right?
Absolutely.
And the first one, some French toast.
Yeah,
correct?
So we got the French toast made with the Stalzy's challah bread. And so we're going to top this with apple compote.
And what goes into that?
So basically that is just apples cooked down with apple cider and some sugar. It gets to be like a nice jam consistency, but it's called compote.
Sure.
And then it's going to be topped with the maple whipped cream.
So between the apple and the maple, you got a couple different flavors hitting you.
Yeah.
That's a really nice sort of bread to be able to put that on too.
Yeah, it's a nice, dense, rich bread. Overall, it's a pretty heavy dish as it is, but it's really good.
And obviously, because they're so good at beer, you still need to have some at breakfast, so we got a good pairing to go along with that too, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, we've got one of our newer beers. It's our Belgian Amber. Nice and malt forward. Finished with our Belgian yeast that we use. It's going to have as the name implies, a nice rich amber color. And we think this complements some of the sweet notes in the compote as well as the maple whipped cream there.
Oh, wow.
Only 4.8% alcohol though, so definitely something that you can have a couple of. Still very sessionable. It's not gonna bury you by having one of those, even with brunch.
So nice. I could see myself having that.
Absolutely.
That looks fantastic.
It's a nice breakfast.
It's a great breakfast.
Absolutely.
And one I'm really excited about we have one more, right? A pork belly Benedict, right?
Yep. So it's our take on the classic Eggs Benedict, except for we use a pork belly, which is braised in root beer and tarragon. And so we'll sear those up to order and get those guys on there.
And that root beer, doesn't that kind of break up the meat and let the flavor escape a little bit more? Is that what that does? Or?
Yeah, well, the tarragon and the root beer have a really interesting flavor. It's really the length of time that we braise it that just makes it so soft and breaks it down like that. And so we're gonna get a couple poached eggs on there. Get the hollandaise over the top.
So is this a version you've seen before, or is this something you kind of came up with? Because I love Eggs Benedict, but throwing a big hunk of meat in there makes it a little bit better.
It's not something that we'd seen before. We've been making the pork belly for another dish on a regular menu, the pork belly slider, and so we just thought it would be ultra cool brunch dish to have, basically, because who doesn't love pork belly? And pork belly Benedict is super great.
And that's a hearty breakfast. There's quite a bit that goes with that. And we also have a beer pairing for the Benedict as well.
Absolutely. With the big flavors of the pork belly Benedict, we thought one of our newer beers as well, our Ice Cutter IPA, would be a good pairing with that. Served in a goblet, since it is 8.5% alcohol here. But it's got a nice citrusy taste, which I think really complements some of the tarragon you're going to get in there. Really great accompaniment to cuts against some of the flavors, but also complements some of the flavors you're going to get in the Benedict there.
So with that, you got two very good pairings here. How many different dishes or how many things do we have on the new brunch menu for people to come out and try?
I bet we probably have half dozen or so. We have just a standard breakfast plate with just hash, bacon, toast, jam, butter.
So the traditional kind of breakfast.
2 eggs cooked the way you want them. So a little more breakfast friendly, a little more breakfast forward probably. So with the brunch items.
Being able to really go out there and get something maybe unique, or get a traditional breakfast, depending on what you guys really want. And over here, as people can see, something you guys are really excited about. I understand that.
Absolutely.
Love the name Mother Pucka. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So over Madison Craft Beer Week, the first 10 days in May, the first Sunday in May, we'll be releasing our first bottled beer called Mother Pucka. It's a pineapple blonde sour ale. It's also our first sour beer. So it's going to be released in 22-ounce bomber-sized bottles, $12 a piece. And we're really excited about that. It sort of marks, both with the new menu, the new beers, sort of a new chapter in Next Door Brewing Company history, and it's just something that helped the enthusiasm of the pineapple there sort of relates our enthusiasm for both the food and the beer, and like I said, the direction we're moving.
Just the chance to stay fresh and giving people something new every time they come in there, whether it's new food, whether it's new beer, whether it's something unique or an event like that. So always kind of turning over. You guys have always done a great job with that. What else is going on? I know we still have other great food that's not just breakfast.
Absolutely. Yeah, as I sort of mentioned, in addition to the new brunch items, we also have another new menu featuring a whole bunch of fun new things like a whole croquette section, whole sliders section, bunch of new entrees, a whole lot of new things going on. And of course, we always have new beers coming on the regular as well. So definitely, if there are things that you like at Next Door, those are still there, but there's also some new things, both in beer and food, for you to come check out. So a lot of really fun stuff happening.
And well, I just got a moment here. I got to ask, so when you're preparing menu items or finding new menu items, do you kind of sample the beer first and go, I want to make something that pairs specifically with this, or how does that generally work?
Not necessarily. I think I've got a good handle on what all the beers taste like, and for the most part, it's not too difficult to pair any single given beer with any of our dishes, really.
I mean, good food, good beer, they're going to go together.
Yeah, generally, yeah, pretty flexible.
Well, Ben and Jason from Next Door Brewing, want to thank you guys very much for stopping in.
Thank you.
Make sure you guys go check it out. A great brunch menu paired with some beers. Sounds like my weekend mornings are planned. We'll be right back with more of the restaurant show after this.